like this because my friends at Ciciful sent me some Halloween costumes to try out for you. They have tons of festival wear and fun outfits to choose from, and I put their link in the description below. Also, this video is out on Halloween, and I am talking about the infamously haunted city of New Orleans. Now, when you think of New Orleans, you might think of jazz music, of gumbo, voodoo, and the French Quarter. But what about the gay scene? What is it like to visit New Orleans as a queer person? This month, I was in New Orleans as part of the North American Bathhouse Association conference. What could be gayer than a bunch of bathhouse enthusiasts talking about bathhouses? One gay point for New Orleans. In this video, I am sharing my experience, looking at some pros and some cons, sharing stories, and of course, answering the age-old question, New Orleans, how gay is it? Before I begin, full disclosure, this was not actually my first time to New Orleans. I was there for Southern Decadence in like the early aughts as part of the entertainment. So I was dancing up on the bars in a G-string for cash. Naturally, I got myself into some spicy situations, so to hear what went down, just visit my OnlyFans page, linked through my website, found in the description below. Perfect. Traveling from the airport to the French Quarter, which is where my hotel was situated on Toulouse Street, the first thing I see as we round the corner and sort of enter this historic French Quarter area is our rainbow flags. On the corner, there's a gay bar. I was like, okay, my expectations have just gone up a notch. In New Orleans, there is no actual defined village per se. There's no gay village cluster of bars located on like a strip anywhere in the city. You can't talk about New Orleans without talking about Bourbon Street, which is the most famous street in New Orleans. This street was a never-ending frat party. From the moment I arrived till the moment I left, it was non-stop noise, crowds, insanity. Keep in mind, I was there during a no specific time. There was not Mardi Gras, anything like that. This is just a normal week. It wasn't even like a weekend. It was during the week. Bourbon Street. Okay, how can I put this simply? The only plus was that there was live music. So there were people playing live music. I just didn't like the music. But those were the good places. The other places are just playing the worst, most aggressive, frat boy, spring break vibes. I was looking for the gay. So where is the gay? I'm looking. You have to go all the way to the end of Bourbon Street where there's basically two gay bars. They're good bars, they're big bars, but they're all the way at the end, almost like a dirty secret at the end of the street. And for some reason, it's really quiet at that end of the street, which the gays are not known to be quiet. So it's very interesting that like the other side is so loud. And then this small end of the strip at the very end, just before you fall off into nothingness, into the abyss, is the two gay bars, you know, across the street from each other. What I did like about the Bourbon Pub, for example, was that they were playing Designing Women on TV. Everybody was watching. They were being very interactive. They were repeating back the lines that they were saying on the show, which is like so gay and so fun. I love the size of the clubs. I love that there's upstairs. I love that they have the balconies upstairs and you can sit there and you can survey the street. Oz, also, they have strippers there. So these are two really great bars. Nothing against them. It's just sad that they're at the end of the street, kind of like you have to go there, like almost like, okay, you guys stay over here. Also, like every other joint is like pizza, wings. Like, it's really like I'm high or I'm drunk and I just need a quick greasy fix of food. Part of the North American Bathhouse Association conference, one of the nights we did a pub crawl. So we did manage to find other gay bars that were not on Bourbon Street. A little bit, you got to know where they are. The bars that we went to that were gay were gay. We ended at the Corner Pocket, which you should check out because cute little go-go boys up there dancing around. And this place has been around forever. So that is a gay point for New Orleans. The fact that places like the Corner Pocket and Oz and the Bourbon Pub have been around forever and have been able to thrive and survive. So the fact that there was a lack of a centralized gay village wasn't going to stop me from trying to discover the gay. I mean, does the absence of a village make a place ungay? Let's find out. And hey, if you're liking this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing. And if you're a fan, why not consider becoming a member of the channel by finding the join button on the right-hand side of the main channel page. Thank you for your support. It became pretty clear to me that I was going to have to dig a little bit deeper. So let's dig a little bit deeper. First off, one thing that New Orleans does that is super gay is their annual party, Southern Decadence. I mentioned it at the top of the show. I told you that I had been brought there to be a go-go boy and dance around. It is insane. The streets are packed. It seems, during that time, that all of New Orleans is gay. On their website, it says, 50 years ago this started as a simple going-away party. But it's much more than that now. It's during Labor Day weekend. Recent attendance has broken all records with over 750,000 gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender participants, which is amazing. New Orleans' wildest neighborhood gets even crazier as the French Quarter is packed for the entire event. That I can attest to. The corner of Bourbon and St. Anne Street is generally considered the epicenter of gay New Orleans, and even more so during Southern Decadence. And that, of course, is the corner that I was talking about. During Southern Decadence, it is like gay. Gay point for New Orleans there. Obviously, we're going to go off the beaten path here and not just talk about things that are in New Orleans, but things that are related to New Orleans that are going to help it get more gay points. And one of those things, my friends, is one of my favorite authors, Anne Rice. She wrote all of those vampire books that we love. It is the movie Interview with the Vampire, of course, based on her books with Lestat and Louis, played by Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. The movie also starring Antonio Banderas. If you haven't seen Interview with the Vampire, go see it. It's such a gay movie. There's so much man-on-man action, hugging and sucking blood, just being fabulous and gay. I mean, just like over the top and campy. Not only that, Anne Rice's son, Christopher Rice, is also gay. Here we have Anne Rice writing about these gay vampires. Her son is gay. They live in this haunted, spooky, voodoo city with those cemeteries, and everything is so creepy and Halloween. You know, the gays love scary things. We love scary movies. We love Halloween. So for all of those reasons, I am going to give points for New Orleans for being more gay because of Anne Rice, because of its spooky history, in the same vein as Anne Rice. I'm also going to give another gay point to New Orleans for the fact that Ryan Murphy chose New Orleans as the site for American Horror Story Coven. I was able to go visit the house. Of course, you can't go in, it's a private residence. I wonder who lives there. Maybe she's a witch. What could be gayer than Ryan Murphy? What could be gayer than American Horror Story and witches in New Orleans? So absolutely, I give a point to New Orleans for having hosted all of that gayness. We're gonna break it down into pros and cons. Some of my biggest pros, obviously, are going to be Southern Decadence. If you haven't been to Southern Decadence and you haven't been to New Orleans, that could be a good time for you to go see it. I would recommend maybe showing up a little bit before or staying a little bit after, just so you get more of the calmness of New Orleans, because it's really a fabulous city to enjoy just on its own, because Southern decadence can be overwhelming. Another pro, as I mentioned, that creepy darkness, that haunted ghouling, that voodoo vampire sort of thing that the gays love. That is absolutely a pro. There's so much mystery and haunted, spooky, wrapped up in that city that you can't help but fall in love with the mystique and the mystery. The cons are gonna be Bourbon Street, which, I mean, that's the main street. That's the reason why most people go. I guess most people being straight people, because as a gay person, there's nothing on Bourbon Street except, of course, at the end where you have Oz and the Bourbon pub. Also, a con is going to be the lack of any centralized neighborhoods. So, you know, there's bars over here, bars over here, bars over here. New Orleans is quite compact and it's pretty walkable, so it's not that you can't get around. But I think in terms of like for a tourist, it would be nice to have things more centralized. And another con I'm gonna say is that there is no bathhouse. Even though we had the bathhouse conference in New Orleans, which has no bathhouse. But they used to have a bathhouse, and it was amazing. I would know because I had gone there back in the aughts. So they don't have it anymore, which is a shame, and I'm going to give that as a con, especially because it was there and now it's not. New Orleans is a magical place steeped in history where one is spoiled for choice in delicious cuisine and treated to live jazz music on every corner. It's amazing. It's really a gem of a city, and it's unique to all other cities in the US, and I totally recommend it to you if you have not been. But if we're talking gay, I now have to give my infamous rainbow rating out of 10 rainbows. Keeping in mind that I was only there like less than a week, and I was coming from the perspective of a tourist who doesn't know any better, based on my experience, I'm giving New Orleans 6 rainbows out of 10, with a bonus of 1 fan clack for Anne Rice and Ryan Murphy. I think in future videos I need to get a fan, actually. That is 1 minus gay point for me for not having an actual fan. My channel is made possible through the support of my patrons, like my newest patrons, David and Wayne. Patrons of my channel get advanced access to videos, behind the scenes content, and lots of extra goodies, like polls. Not a poll, like taking polls. And for a deeper dive, why not sign up for my newsletter? It's absolutely free and full of discounts on fun stuff for you to enjoy. For all the ways that you can support, just go to patrickmarano.com. It's linked in the description below. And I will see you in the next video. Mwah!